Recovery comes slow, but progress is being made. At the end of the day, we are what we've always been. It's that special time of day, and here we are once again, staring into the sunset with hopeful eyes and aching bodies. Good evening, and welcome back to the show here on 87.7 FM. I'm Blaine, the producer, and not your regular host. No, that's Marina, and she is currently recovering after finally waking up from her coma. For those of you wanting to visit, please be patient. She doesn't have a lot of energy, and even though she's awake, it isn't for long. So try not to overwhelm her. Okay? Okay. Anyways, let's get moving on. We have news to report and other things to get through today. So first of all, let's start with some announcements this week. The Space Patrol is ending their partnership with the city police. Wait, what? Really? Apparently there's been disagreements about policy, budget, plus the whole arson thing, who, by the way, they still haven't caught. Anyways, the Space Patrol released a statement that they're tired of constantly babysitting a pack of untrained hooligans, bending down to the whim of a woman who can't even bother to make a public appearance. Their words, not mine. Anyways, the Space Patrol continues. They have more important, space-related things to get to, so they're pulling out. It's going to be a bit of a process though, so stay tuned for that, but know that they're hoping to have all operations with the city police discontinued within the next 6 months. Man, that's a lot to take in. I've relied on the Space Patrol way more times than I've ever trusted the cops. So things are going to be pretty interesting in the months to come. Moving right along, folks, there appears to be someone texting me. And it isn't Issa. Oh. Sorry for the interruption. I know it's super unprofessional. I guess I just forgot to shut off my phone before the broadcast. You have one piece of the puzzle. I have the other one. All right, very funny. Let's all just tease the conspiracy enemy for all the terrible things they've caused. Well, you've had your fun, but give it a rest. It's already on record that I'm not in this anymore. Okay? What the? This text, it's just a picture, but an older one. Way older. I'm standing on a bridge, surrounded by... Alright then. Whoever this is, you have my attention. So, what do you want? Open the station door. We need to talk. Gosh. First the fog guy, now this. What are you all playing at? Alright, yeah, I'll bite. Why not? I still have all the notebooks, and I still have this big old file previously mentioned fog guy gave, so why not? Folks, we're going to take a quick break, but there'll be more show after these messages. Stay tuned, kids.
Our time is coming. We're taking back the stage. It's gonna be big.
Fast, run, fast, run, fast, 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 fast.
Cavaliers, watch out. There's a new band on the scene. We'll blow you away. This Friday, Cloud Peak is playing the old dance hall. Be there for the time of your life.
That was an interesting conversation. There's definitely a lot to unpack, but not now, of course, since I'm on air, doing my job, and, not involved with any conspiracy crap anymore. But still, things have been learned today. Things I'm not going to share at this current time. Anyways, traffic! Musicians are marching with murderous Mao down main streets. Apparently, the avarice has been aggravated by an arduous amateur arrangement arguing with Allison Albright, lead singer of the band The Cavaliers. This fiery fiasco has flared into fistfights. Place your bets now on how long it takes for the cops to show up. The airwaves are silent with a static zeal. Everyone waits for the girl to heal. A woman stands in her office with a million things to sort through. She is far too distracted, so you know what to do. Sorry about that interference, folks. The wire got loose, and there was a whole thing with the calibration levels, and, well, it's a total mess. But I got that fixed, and we're good to keep moving on. I've checked with our contacts over at City Hall, and there's no word from our mayor, or really anyone, about the recent split with the Space Patrol. So it looks like either the city's still trying to sort things out, or something's happened to our mayor. I don't know. Just speculating. But on the Space Patrol side of things, they're already pulling out units and files from the police station. Issa, of Moonridge Movie Theater fame, happens to be pretty close with one of the clerks at the Space Patrol archives. Close, but not like super close, like they're just friends. It wouldn't necessitate any dating or anything. Anyways, since Issa and I are very close in no particular way of anything, he's been able to send updates on the current state of items and paperwork being moved. Man, I wonder why all the suddenness. Anyways, thanks for the tip, Issa. Moving on down the checklist for tonight, it looks like I have a public service announcement to read. Wow, looks like it's straight from City Hall and the police department. Knowing how they feel about the station, and more specifically, me, this is either going to be very instructional or passive-aggressively threatening. Probably both. I don't know. Place your bets now and let's dive in. Good evening, citizens of our beautiful city. Recently, it has been announced that the Space Patrol will no longer be involved in the safeguard and protection of this city. I am standing here today to confirm that is true. Starting today, the Space Patrol will be pulling away their agents. The protection and security of this city will once again be in full control of the police department. For any further questions, please talk to the police PR representative. This is the beginning of a new era, and I, Sheriff Olivia Hawthorne, and my officers are excited to see where this will lead. The end is on the horizon. So stay calm and fall into dreams. That's not ominous or anything. Kinda culty. But who am I to say anything? So, there you have it, people. The police are doing whatever they're doing. We have a statement, and I'm tired. So, let's go and take a quick break. Did it work? According to my laptop, the dials on the wall, and the totally not suspicious individual sitting in the corner of the room with a bunch of spy equipment, we should be good. The signal is overridden. Special thanks to my friend, Agent 43 of the Space Patrol. She's been trying to get as much help as possible out to the people, but it's a tricky balance. at least up until now. Since the Space Patrol is no longer arm in arm with the city, there's no real reason to hold back. But with that being said, we're still playing it safe just in case the sheriff or her goons are listening in. Speaking of which, why don't we talk about our dear sweet sheriff, Olivia Hawthorne? I've done quite a bit of research on our dear sweet friend Liv, and I have receipts. Of course, I'm not going to be naming fingers or pointing names because I don't want anyone else getting caught up in the middle of this cop brutality nonsense. So Liv, if you somehow catch wind of this, it's me. Hi, nobody else. Got it? So first of all, let me paint you an interesting little colorful picture. Our dear sweet Olivia Hawthorne first came to the city as a grubby little orphan at around the age of 13. There wasn't much to say about her, but she somehow charmed her way into the arms of the mayor. I'm sorry, what? You're telling me that the mayor of this city, who I haven't ever seen once, by the way, like, can we just talk about that? Whatever happened to the mayor? Why has nobody talked about this? Heck, why does Olivia keep it so close to herself? Especially if this mayor supposedly raised her. I don't know. I've dug through, and Olivia, within her time growing up, has been a part of multiple different scandals involving breaking and entry, theft, impersonation, and fraud, plus several scandal cases of her being wrapped up with some girl named Isabella Julie Mallory. No idea who that is because, woe and behold, trying to find any records on her leads you to a blank wall. Interesting, right? It seems that whoever gets mixed up with our dear sweet beloved mayor goes missing suspiciously. We have Miss Mallory, who all I found for records say that she was a rambunctious child, friends with Liv, and now, oh yeah, dead. Don't even get me started on the other one, some kid named Jeremy Johnson. Who is he? I don't know. Probably dead, just like everyone else who Liv gets mixed up with. And why did she do this? Why does she do that? I don't know. A rise to power? A suspicious growth? She graduated the police academy at a suspiciously young age, rose through the ranks dramatically fast. Maybe it had something to do with Mommy Dearest being the mayor. Maybe it had something to do with her own devious planning that helped her nick off a few people along the way. I don't know, but she was a promising young officer. Well, at least until, you hit the brick wall, because they're not going to let some young 20-something become a sheriff, right? Right? Wrong. The day the mayor disappeared. Who was on scene? Oh my goodness, it was Olivia Hawthorne, officer of suspicious nature. And who happened to see her? Why, my dear sweet former neighbor, Mrs. Adabi. She was there at the scene at the mayor's house when some strange lights went down. And do you know what happened the next day? I'll give you a hint. The mayor disappeared. That wasn't a hint, that was just the thing that happened. And for some reason, that piece of evidence is missing out of all of the library archives. But do you know who has that evidence? The Space Patrol, our fantastic friends. We haven't seen the mayor since that day. All we know is that house that's on the street by Raven Park by the Moonridge movie theater that I pass an unhealthy amount of times has been locked up ever since. We don't know what's inside. All we know is that Liv goes in and out. And also, according to the papers that I got from the mysterious guy in the fog, right here in my grubby little NB mitts, it says right here, she became sheriff on that exact same day, like hours after. And you know what else my papers say? Right here, this is the spicy, juicy, fantastic bit, everybody. Ladies, gents, all other bents, let me tell you. What was her first big project? You know, as sheriff, there's a lot of things. Was it to tackle the after-school projects? Handle the raccoon uprising? No! You know what it was? She oversaw the reconstruction of the library. Right there! First time, because a fire mysteriously managed to hit it for the first time in like 20 years. Everything that was past beyond the 70s was lost at that point. How do I know this? Because I've gone through it 7 or 8 times, late nights, with only Issa to bring me treats and food and other necessities of human life. It doesn't matter. We're not talking about my personal life. We're talking about the hot stuff here, people. We're on the case. Because isn't it a little convenient that after she rebuilds the library, there isn't much in the way of history before the 70s. But after that, all that I can find is a tiny little box that I had to go through several chains to get to. Now isn't that something? And so, I pose this to you. Why would the sheriff want to get rid of those records that came in before the 70s? What are the secrets that she doesn't want anyone to know? Was she trying to erase the former sheriff? That part we don't know for sure. However, what we can grasp is that she probably hardcore murdered the mayor. I'm not saying it specifically, like this is not defamation because I put a probably in there. But we can suggest it couldn't be inferred by a reasonable, smart journalism person that she was, at the very least, somehow involved in that incident. Just saying. And lastly, the whole Space Patrol debacle. Remember the fog situation just a few months ago? And the help the mayor and sheriff set up for everyone affected? Remember how few people actually found their loved ones? Remember how many people walked away with less memories on their hands? Yeah, there's more I could say, but I think that speaks for itself. We're in a city being run by a sheriff who has some sort of memory power thing going on. She's taken away memories in order to keep us trapped here. And she's brought back memories in excruciating detail to keep the few of us who are on to her down. It's rough, and now her power expands outwards. Without the Space Patrol keeping the police in check, things are going to get messy. We need to act soon if we're going to bring this down. Liv, you've laid down your gauntlet. You made your move. And now, well, soon, it's time to make ours. She's the only one who's seen the mayor in who knows how long. And hopefully soon we'll change that, but that's all I can say now. Don't want to reveal the game too soon, right? So stay tuned, kids. More is soon to come.
Because life can't always be good. Remember that.
And welcome back from the break. I hope you all are feeling a lot better. I dug through the station's backlog, but sadly, I couldn't find what I was looking for. I guess I just made it up, you know? It was just in my head. Anyways, Darian is in studio with a tiny handful of letters for me to read, sent in from all of you listeners out there. So, enough dilly-dally, let's crack open a few of these things and take a look. First on the list we have Miss Daphne A. She's writing to NJ. No last name, just NJ. I can respect that. Anyways, Daphne really wants NJ to know that she had fun the other night and wants to try going out again. So if you're listening, NJ, you should probably call Daphne back. It sounds pretty serious, but do with that what you will. Moving on from that, the next letter is addressed to Greg F. And then there's a bunch of curse words after that. I don't know who you are, Greg, but it sounds like you're a real garbage human. I'm just skimming through this letter and the many descriptive things that are written about you and what you've done, and dang. Also, the contents of this letter isn't within the guidelines, and I'm not having any lawsuits coming our way, so... Whew! What did you do? How could you incur so much pure and unadulterated hate? All I can say, Greg, is that you better start turning your act around. People are out for blood, and I'm willing to side with them. Also, and this is the only part I can read on air, but your stupid frog legs suck. So, hope that gets something out there. Next, and before I go any further, I just want to give a special thanks to all of you out there who've been sending in worried letters for Marina and myself, and who have really come together to help support the station in this tough time. Your contributions and everything you've done has meant the world to both of us, and we thank you so much for all of it. All right, moving on, we have a message from City Hall. They want to know about Marina's condition, restarting, regulations, making sure we're not doing anything crazy, yada, yada, yada. Don't worry, we're following the rules. You can just calm down. No plotting here, just a friendly radio producer baby admiring the amazing watercolor painting of Marina. The color on this is amazing. Seriously, thanks, Michelle. You've really outdone yourself here. She's gonna love it. Alright, folks, I think that does it for letters today. There's nothing else in my stack, and I think Darian is currently knocking over garbage cans outside. We'll worry about it later. The point right now is that we're getting through the broadcast. I really appreciate you all hanging out with me tonight and, well, for the last couple of weeks. Before I came to the city, well, things were rough. I didn't really have a lot of people I could trust and didn't leave me in the best of headspaces. But then I ended up here, against my will and wearing a weird purple shirt, but here all the same. And all of you still accepted me for who I am. You took me in and made me feel loved, especially during this time when my dear best friend and partner isn't doing too well. So truly and honestly, thank you. The city scares me on an existential level. But despite all of that, all of you make it feel a little bit more like home. Anyways, I don't mean to get too sentimental on air. This is a professional space, and it's better if I don't drag into my personal baggage. So thanks. It's the last thing I'm gonna say about it. Now then, let's move on and close out with a poem. The world exists as an endless storm of frost and snow. I hide away who I am in order to live. For within me sits a truth that many don't know. It's fragile in the pains that the storm will give. How long has it taken to build up the walls? There are cracks in the shelter it gives. Still, it's been my home from world's many calls. It is where the inner self lives. But time draws short, and the walls are falling. I'm exposed to the storm once again. And all around, so many are calling. Do I face them now, or wait for an end? The shadows within can only hide for so long. Now the shelter is broken, and the mask is gone. The mask is gone. That's got me thinking of a few things. Sorry, everyone, but I guess we're not done with the sentimental stuff. old Blaine has a few words rattling around inside, so here we go. We are who we are, and that's something that won't change for anyone. Look, whatever you're doing, whatever's going on, you are who you are. Own it. Live it. Don't let anyone else make you feel bad about being you. Because the second you give them that power, it's all over. Trust me, I've spent my life suffering because I was trying to bow down to someone else's idea of what I should be. It killed me inside. And so one day, I stopped, took off the mask, and started being myself. And sure, it led to a lot of pain, but look where we are now. I'm surrounded by people who love me for who I am, and it's not something I can get anywhere else. Anyways, thanks for spending your night here on 87.7 FM. Hope you all had fun, and I hope it didn't get too sappy. I'll be hosting one more week, and then Marina should get cleared to come back to work. Hopefully. Until then, I hope you all have a good night.
Dream Girl City is a production by N.J. Scholes. It was written, produced, and acted by N.J. Scholes. The poem for today was The Shadows Within by N.J. Scholes. Have a question? Have a poem you would like us to read? Email everything and more to DreamGirlCityRadio@gmail.com. Or look us up on Facebook. Or look us up on Instagram or something. Or TikTok. I don't know what you kids are doing. Special thanks to everyone who's supporting us and helping us to make this possible. Hopefully there'll be more to come, but until that moment is here, just remember, it's not insane to dance in the rain.